THL's T6S is a $90 budget smartphone running Android 4.4 KitKat. I spent a couple of weeks with the T6S and have noted what I like and dislike. This is my full review of the THL T6S. I would like to thank Pandawill for sending me a review unit. If you're interested in the THL T6S, please check the links in the description. The T6S is available in both black and white, each with 8 GB of internal storage. The 5-megapixel rear camera is positioned near the top center above the THL logo. The speaker grill is on the bottom, below the anti-fingerprint material. Both the headphone jack and micro USB port are on the top, and a single microphone is concealed near the bottom. The power button is on the right side, while the volume rocker is on the left. The front-facing camera is 0.3 megapixels, and the 3 silver capacitive buttons are on the bottom. These buttons do not illuminate, so they can be a bit difficult to see in darkness. The phone is just 8.2 millimeters thick and weighs 160 grams. The back cover is made of THL's anti-fingerprint material, and it did not scratch easily, unlike previous THL devices with this coating. Overall, the phone feels very cheap in the hand. You can definitely tell that it's made of cheap plastic, and it does make some creaking noises when pushing on the back cover. The sides feel nice, but you won't mistake this phone for one that cost $150 or even $100 more. Call quality was pretty average on the T6S, although callers said I sounded a bit muffled during phone calls. I received HSPA speeds on the AT&T US network, and signal seemed to be on par with higher-end smartphones. It is dual SIM, so you can use 2 SIM cards at the same time.
Press 1 to add money to your account. Press 2 to check your account balance. Press 3.
The 5-inch display measures 480 by 854 with a PPI of 196. Overall, the display looks washed out, with okay viewing angles and poor sunlight readability. There is automatic brightness, which is very nice to see considering that this is a budget device. The glass above the LCD feels very much like plastic and feels much cheaper than the glass used on other smartphones. I do want to point out that I did have some serious issues with touch sensitivity on the T6S. There seems to be an issue with recognizing short taps and swipes, as I had issues with unlocking the phone and using the keyboard. When I go to unlock the phone, it takes a slow swipe to recognize my touch. When using the keyboard, it often misses keystrokes and then results in inaccurate input. Touch sensitivity is a serious issue on this phone and is very poor compared to other smartphones that I have tested. The speaker is relatively quiet, but didn't sound terribly distorted. Assuming that you won't be using this phone for much content consumption, I don't really view this as much of a problem. The 5-megapixel rear camera does include flash, but the image quality is very poor. Honestly, you probably won't want to use the camera at all. The images it took were blurry, noisy, and overexposed. Excluding the flash or camera even would have given THL the opportunity to improve the touch sensitivity or display even. I did record a couple of sample videos. On a positive note, THL has included Android 4.4 KitKat, the latest version of Android. This is really great to see, considering the cost of this phone. THL has included a few preloaded apps, most of which are useless, but uninstallable. The launcher includes custom icons, so I installed Nova Launcher for a more stock experience. Powered by the MTK6582M quad-core 1.3 GHz processor, the general performance on the T6S was just okay. Earning a score of 18,693 in Antutu, the THL T6S ranks much lower than many smartphones. However, since there are no comparable smartphones at this price, the score is respectable. It does have 1 GB of RAM, which may seem a bit low, but should be enough thanks to the optimizations added in Android 4.4 KitKat. The phone is powerful enough for both basic tasks and some games. Asphalt 8 played okay, likely thanks to the lower screen resolution. The THL T6S has 8 GB of internal storage. This is much better than only having 4 GB, although you want to pick up a microSD card if you plan on storing a lot of apps, games, or videos. The microSD card expansion slot supports up to 32 GB, a common limitation of phones powered by MediaTek processors. I was expecting the THL T6S to have poor battery life after discovering the battery to be just 1900 mAh. However, thanks to the low power processor, low display resolution, and Android 4.4 optimization, the THL T6S usually lasted through a full day of light use. I'm not saying the battery life is exceptional, but it is reasonably good. I did notice the battery percentage quickly decreased after playing a few minutes of games. Everything else, standby calls, web browsing, all seem to use a small amount of power. So the battery life may not be the best for those wanting to watch YouTube videos and play mobile games, but it should suffice for the average budget smartphone user. If you purchase the THL T6S from Pandawill, you will receive a THL Quick Start Guide, which has been updated for KitKat by the way, a Pandawill Quick Start Guide, an additional screen protector, earbuds, a USB cable, and an AC adapter. Looking at the THL T6S, there isn't much I would change. THL has wisely crafted this budget device. They did make sacrifices with the screen and camera, but still delivered the latest operating system, a good processor, and a reasonable amount of internal storage. It's difficult for me to recommend this phone, though, to the average viewer. The T6S is a great device for the price, but by spending an extra $100, you will be receiving a much less sacrificed smartphone. If you're going to buy this phone, know that you aren't buying it for the camera or display. You're likely to buy it because of the price, because of the careful balance between cutting costs and keeping a high-quality experience. If you'd like to learn more about the THL T6S, please view the links in the description to Pandawill's website. Thank you for watching, and please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to see more phone unboxings and reviews.